Hey, Motorman here. Look what I've got for you today. I did a video, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago about the Baker-built air deflectors. I'll show you that. And if you remember, there was some little controversy because I said my wife helped me put this on and she handed it to me upside down, so it was her fault. But, you know, of course, I was only kidding, but it pissed off some people. I don't get it. But anyway, this does definitely cut down on the wind. Probably about 40–50% of the wind coming up from underneath and buffeting the helmet gets blocked on the with this on a Road King. So I'm going to show you this is supposed to now block just about all of the wind with these air wings, they call them, and these could be used on the Road King or the Ultra if you have that same problem on your Ultra. I took the lowers off of my Ultra because I thought it brought too much wind up from underneath. Plus, we're here in Florida and I want as much cool air going to the motor as possible. Now, these are the wings, and at first glance when I looked at these, I'm going to take this out in the light, honestly, I couldn't figure out exactly where the hell it went. But and I looked at the instructions, but their pictures are really tiny, and even with my reading glasses on, I couldn't figure out exactly how, and if it went this way or that way. I had no idea. But luckily they have a video up, and granted the video is a few years old and is not of the best quality, but how this goes is this attaches like this, from what I believe or what I can see on their video. And it looks like there's just really one bolt that goes in, and this will block the wind. And this also will be adjustable, so if you want more wind, you tilt it up. If you want less wind or no wind at all, you push it down this way. So I'm going to go through the whole install with you. It looks pretty simple and straightforward, and I'll get to it right away. First thing is I got to take off this piece right here. This is just rubber, it snaps right off, and I'm going to cover the tank because just in case, you know how that is. This little rubber piece is going to come off. There's a bolt underneath there. And that's a Torx bit. So I'll get my Torx bit and we'll take that bolt out. Before I put this bolt in, because I almost screwed up, I'm going to take this provided bracket and place it right over here. So this goes on first, and then I put the bolt in. I need 2 hands for that, so I'm going to shut the camera off momentarily. The bolt is now in, it's hand tight right now. I'm going to take my extension, place this on here. That's, by the way, 1/2 inch. Snug this up, not too tight, they tell you. Again, I'm trying to do this holding the camera, so if the camera moves around a bit, well, that bothers you. I still offer my money-back guarantee on any of my YouTube videos, so we've got that piece on there. And let's see, I'm going to actually look at the instructions to see which goes next. I'm pretty sure I know because they came with the bolts in the proper order, but I'll check just the same. When you're putting this bolt in, make sure that the Allen head side is facing out or facing towards you. I had to check the instructions to make sure I got this right, and they're a little confusing, so I went and watched their video once again. And this cap right here, that's going to go on next. That goes all the way over. There are 2 washers now. 3/4 inch next. The next step is to put the deflector on, and I've checked, they are not labeled right or left. So again, I had to check their video to show which way it goes on. And according to the video, it appears that it goes this way. I don't know if you could see that. They're using a white one on the video, so you can see a little bit better, but again, that's a pretty old video, so it appears it's going this way. And then we're going to take the smaller washer place that on here. And then the nylon nut is going to go on here. And then I'm going to snug this up. I'm going to do that off camera because it's much easier with two hands. All right, I've got this bolt snugged up, and they tell you not to make it too tight. Don't crank down on it too much because you want to be able to adjust this up or down. You don't want it so loose that the wind is going to move it, but you want to be able to adjust it. This obviously holds the Baker wing from going too far up. The next thing to do is turn full lock to make sure that nothing is blocking the handlebars from going full lock. So I'll do that now. All right, I turned it full lock and nothing is hitting. It's not obstructing the lock either way. And they also give you these little rubber tabs which you're going to put on right over here so that if you tilt it back all the way, it's not going to damage the tank. I don't see how it really could, but since they give these to you, I'm going to stick them on anyway. And then I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to take it for a ride. It's a very windy day today, so it should be a pretty good test. Before I take it for a ride, I'm going to show you what this looks like. It's not really intrusive, I guess, unless you're looking at it straight on trying to figure out what that is. Yeah, it's no big deal. If it blocks the wind and keeps the helmet from buffeting, that's fine with me. The looks of it really doesn't bother me. And the reason I'm doing this on the Road King mainly is because when I do the rides and you hear me talking, the last thing I want is the wind to come up underneath the helmet and you won't be able to hear my wonderful voice. So that's why I got this, to help block that wind that comes up from underneath. Not too many people complaining about the excessive wind noise or anything like that, but the less wind noise while you're talking with the full face helmet on, the better. Stand back a bit so you could look at it. In fact, the further back you look, further back you get, the less it looks like anything really is on there. If it works and blocks a lot of that wind, that's the main thing. I simply forgot to add, they have this little plastic cap that goes over here, snaps right on there, so that's barely noticeable. This, by the way, is an adjuster. If you had any clearance problems between here and the fork or anything else, you could adjust this to stop this from going all the way up. If you loosen this bolt and bring this rubber cap down, it would stop it further. But I see no clearance problems at all, so I'm going to leave it just the way it came out of the wrapper. And as soon as I finish the other side, I'm going to take it for a ride and I'll let you know how it works out. Well, all right then, it seems it's blocking that wind pretty good. At the very least, it's moved it from the wind from coming up under the helmet to about stomach level, which doesn't bother me at all, and it makes for a quieter ride inside the helmet. And of course, for people listening, I would say it's now about the same as you'd get with a Batwing fairing, and that's on a Road King. This come in, I mean, even if you're not doing any recording or anything like what I'm doing with the GoPro cameras, etc. In the wintertime, or when it's cold outside, if you're riding, you don't want that wind smashing up against your face and your helmet, or anywhere else for that matter. So we're going 50 miles an hour, and yeah, there's a definite difference. I would say about 80% of the wind that used to come up from underneath is now blocked. And for the summertime, you can adjust them and turn them up or down depending on how much wind you want on you. Now here in Florida, 6 months of the year, from now until the last weekend of April, is gray weather. A little cool in the mornings, but 70 average in the daytime, so it's perfect. But But in the summertime, yeah, I'm gonna either take them off for summer riding or see how they are when you turn them all the way up. In fact, I'll just adjust them right now. Yeah, I think it's letting more air up, so I'll turn them back down again all the way, block as much wind as possible. And by the way, you can get these in clear as well as smoked, and that's Baker built. Check out the website. I don't know the price on them, and if I did know the price, I wouldn't say it, because whenever I mention how much something is, I get some whiners on there. I don't set the prices, and I don't get a dime for doing this. They just sent the wings to me to review. That's the only thing I get out of it. But yeah, I highly recommend these. The same thing with these also fit the electric glides with the lowers on it, the Ultra models. If you find that you're getting a lot of wind up from underneath, or you do a lot of cold weather riding, I'd highly recommend it for that bike as well. I'm going to post this video, so if you purchase these, I'm not sure if he was offering a discount to my subscribers, but heck, I'd give him a call or send him an email and say, hey, I heard about this on YouTube at Ride Like a Pro's channel. I think I should get a couple of bucks off it. It may work, may not, I don't know, but I'd give it a try. The worst they could say is no. So yeah, I highly recommend these, especially if you're on a Road King and you don't want any helmet buffeting or any wind coming up from underneath and making it a little too cold to ride for you. So please, if you like these videos, hit the subscribe, give me a thumbs up. It helps to they send us some money at the end of the month, and the more subscribers I got, I believe the more money I get for it. But I want to get over 100,000 this year, and I know there's a lot of people with well over 100,000 subscribers, and I've been on YouTube for years, since they first started. But initially I didn't know about the monetizing and all the rules and regulations they had, and I was just posting videos by the hundreds. We got, I think, over 900 videos on YouTube. You could binge watch for about 48 hours straight, all the videos I've got on there. And every time you click on them, it helps me out a little bit. Like I said, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, click that little bell once you subscribe, so that every time I come out with a new video, you'll be notified about it. And until next time.